Alright, so welcome to another video. As you can see, we are back in X-Plane 11 in the trusty Bell 407, and we're going to be doing some more heli rescue operations in Cape Town today. We're back at the AMS hangar, which is here just behind us. You can see there's the PC-12 and one of the helicopters. What is that? I think it's a Bell 429 or something like that. Maybe not. No, it could be something else. Anyway. Ever since I got this aircraft, probably just over a year ago, I've been looking for a Netcare livery for it. Because these are obviously the aircraft that operate the air ambulance services here in South Africa. And finally, a couple of days ago, I found this Netcare livery on the X-Plane forum. So I'm super stoked to get this out there and start doing some rescue missions. So, without talking any more rubbish, let's get this opened up. So, this all looks good. Right. Let's create ourselves a mission. Okay, 4x4 off-road accident. So we're doing a bit of search and rescue. A man has been seriously injured in an off-road 4x4 accident, suffering a head injury. His friend has stopped the bleeding, but he's lost consciousness. Okay. So they haven't given us any information besides that, but I guess we'll be looking for the quad bikes. So let's jump in and start getting things set up. So I'm not doing any official checklists or anything here. We're just going to do this nice and quickly because we want to get going. All right, let's cancel those warnings. Avionics can come on. Pitot heat. Position light, anti-collision light. Right. What else do we need? Nothing there. Okay, fuel we need. And then throttle to idle. And we can flip the start switch. Okay, while that's powering up, let's get our GPS up and running. This can go to Alt, like so. And we should be... Now, this is a Johannesburg thing. I don't know the rule for Cape Town, but we should be on 2600 and on Alt. And let's go now to fly plan and load our HRM fly plan, which is that guy there. That's fine. Right, and then we have our map. We can clear some extra stuff here. Right, let's start increasing the throttle, getting that engine up to speed. Okay, so we want to be going, so it's 30 miles, 150 degrees. So let's go and set this to 150, like so. Right, let's get the SAS on, uncage this guy, make sure that just this generator's on. That should just say cyclic centered. That's all good. Right, then we can start the mission. Oops. Okay, only gave us a rough estimate of position, so we're going to have to do a bit of searching. Alright, all looks good there. Clear both sides. Right, let's get underway. It's been quite a while since I flew this, so we'll see how we get on here. Everything looks good. Everything is in the green. No issues on the readings. Right, we're nice and stable. Let's get going. And I believe from the helicopter charts that we can actually take off straight from this taxiway. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, and we'll go up to probably 1,500. Maybe 2,000, depending on how far out we need to go. But we'll steer clear. We won't go above 500 here until we cross the extended center line of the runway. So runway's over there. We're at 400 now, which is fine. Okay, let's start getting onto that 150 heading. Weather's not the best. Visibility could be better. Okay, we're keeping the speed up, obviously because it's a rescue mission. And we'll climb up probably to 2,000 here, because just judging by the distance, I think we're gonna have to go over the mountains down there. Interesting little patch of forest here. Coming up to 1,000 feet. Let's just take a look at this awesome livery from outside. Look how cool that is. I'm super stoked with this. Right. Keeping the speed up, torque maybe a little high, we're up in the yellow, but I mean, this is a rescue mission. Okay, we're looking good in terms of our route. I think we had about half an hour to find the guy, 35 minutes or something like that. So once we reach that point, we need to start looking out for those quad bikes. Okay. Time about 10 minutes. Right, so we'll set that. And yeah, 9:45. So yeah, we'll look for about 10 minutes on that stopwatch. Okay, coming up to 1.5. If we go over the low part of the ridge there, we should be fine in terms of altitude, which is exactly where the GPS wants us to go in any case. That's annoying and distracting. Let's zoom that out a bit. All right, here we go along the coastline. Any of the heavies coming into land will be flying pretty much straight over us at this point. I'm actually going to take us out over the water for a bit here because this area coming up, I think it's just after this bit here. It's there where that church is. I don't know if there's a church there in reality, but it's actually a no-fly zone. Somewhere here there's like a munitions testing range for Denell, which we shouldn't fly over. I think it's that green patch over there, or maybe this here. And then further on down that way there is a heritage area, national park area, I think. So we shouldn't, I think it's like 4,000 feet we have to fly over that if we want to go straight over. But yeah, once we're over the houses, we're fine. It's that area over there. Actually, I'm going to take us up to 2,000 feet, I think. Just to be sure, getting over the mountain range there. Right, let's get ourselves back over land and back on track. So yeah, normally they say like what color clothing the people are wearing and stuff, but they haven't said anything of any information like that in this rescue, so I'm guessing it's just going to be the quad bikes that are the giveaway. Hopefully we can find them pretty quickly. Okay, so it was 10 minutes when we ran that stopwatch, and it now says 6.5. It's been running for 3.5, so that makes sense. Okay, our GPS wants to take us over that fairly high peak, so we're gonna skip that and go around this side. Just thinking, I don't... Nah. Wait, did I have the... Oh, I do have the pizza heat on. That's good. Oh, I've gone above 2,000 feet. Not concentrating. What dam is this? Upper Stienbras. Keep looking up there instead of this way. So I've got my like preset views mapped to the hats on my joystick. The problem is I set them up differently in Flight Sim and X-Plane, so I need to actually go and just remap them so that they're the same, because I have the same kind of views. I can look in each of the different directions and down here, and then obviously up at overhead panel, but I have them slightly different in each sim, which is making it difficult when I swap from one to the other. I know I said I was going to go at 2,000, but because of the terrain, I'm actually kind of just increasing that as we go. We're now at 2.5, which we can probably level off at here now. Quite a significant updraft that we got there, obviously going over the mountain. It makes sense. Okay, 6.5 minutes we've been running for. 3.5 minutes to go. Okay, so we're coming up to the area. Right, now getting here is the easy part. So finding them first is probably the most difficult, closely followed by landing nicely. So keep an eye out for quad bikes or anything like that. Do not see anything. Right, we're very close now. And looks like we're going to be in this kind of forestry area, which is going to make things a little difficult. Right, so I think I'm going to start slowing down. Yeah, we're very close. Let's start slowing down and reducing our altitude at the same time. Should be, well, right off our nose is the reported point. They could be, well, they'll be somewhere around here. So that point on the GPS, it's not exactly where they are. That's just the last known position. Right, so I'm going to do that a lot. They're in this area. A little bit further to go. And in reality, we would have someone on this side with us also looking out, and most likely a couple of paramedics in the back as well, keeping an eye open for, in this case, well, I'm expecting at least 2 ATVs, because he said he had a friend there who stopped the bleeding. So I'm assuming they were both riding quad bikes or ATVs or whatever. Right, so we should be pretty close to where they were last reported. Right, so now comes the most difficult part. It's just finding them. What's that over there? Nothing. Right, so this is pretty much where they were last reported. Let's just do a bit of a sweep around the area, see if we can spot something. I don't think they would be in the trees like this. I think the plugin is a little smarter than that. Oh, there we go. That's a collapsed quad. Right, so we're gonna have to land on that little patch there. Ah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, we're gonna land uphill. Okay, so there's just this little road clearing in the middle here. It should have just enough space for us to put down close enough to them. Right, there's the quad there. Very interesting looking trees. We can get a little closer, I think. Is it a bit flatter further up there? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, but I think we'll have to put it down here. Let's do it nice and gently because we are on a bit of a slope. Alright, that's the front down. Okay, we are nice and stable. Let's get the plugin up and see. Right, the medical team is picking up the patient. Right, we're ready to go. Guessing we're leaving the wrecked quad over there. Let's see if we can do this nice and gently and keep that score at 40. I'm gonna put a little bit of forward stick because we're on the slope. Alright, there we go. Let's pick up the speed. Get ourselves back to Cape Town International. Torque's looking good. Speed's coming up. We'll go up probably 2,500 again, I suppose. We've lost only 1 point, 39 out of 40. Don't really know how I could lift off smoother than I did there. Thought that was pretty good. Okay, torque's a little high, so let's bring the nose up, get some more altitude. And we can back off the collective just a bit. Bring that torque down slightly. There we go. We're climbing, speed's coming up, torque's in the green, everything else is in the green. Looking good. Score 39 out of 40. Let's get ourselves back on course here. There's 1,500 feet, so we're gonna probably go up to 2.5. I feel like that was pretty successful. We found them on like our first pass. Managed to make a turn. The approach was a little wobbly, and it realistically came in a bit slow. But the landing was pretty good. We picked them up, no issues. And we're heading back with a decent score. Still got to land in Cape Town though. That's going to be the next challenge. Okay, I do know we're slightly off course, but we want to avoid the really high terrain off to our left there. Hopefully it doesn't get too bumpy over this mountain range, because that's going to affect our score if it does. Okay, coming up to 2.5 now, then we can pick up the speed even more. Nice bit of mist this morning. I can actually just reset this now. Local time 7:46 a.m. I've blown past 2,000, but I do actually, now that I think about it, let's go up to 3, see if we can avoid that turbulence completely. Because there was quite a bit of an updraft as we came over just before the dam here. Okay, let's push the nose forward. Okay, this time I think we'll keep to the north of this World Heritage Site. And then the danger area around the munitions testing. We'll stay, as long as we stay north of this highway that we can see here, then I know we're fine. Right, looking good. We are north of the highway. What highway is this? N2? Yeah, N2. And time to get home, according to this, 7 minutes. And we have 28 minutes remaining to save the patient, so we're doing very, very well in terms of time. It made a huge difference that we found him so quickly. I think what we can do now is start bringing the altitude down. Keep north of the highway. So I'm just doing a descent rate now of 500 feet per minute, and if we do need to, we'll level off at 1,500 before we get to the airport. We're pretty much at our max speed here. Torque is still in the green though, everything else. MGT is coming up a little bit, but everything's still in the green. Like obviously on a flight like this, we do want to push as fast as we can. What does this say in terms of time? 5 minutes. Where is the airport here? Oh, there it is. So we actually need to go and follow, get back onto the N2 and follow that. That'll take us right to the airport, because we want to land back there at the AMS hangars on the other side. So we don't really want to cross the runway. We'll fly across the extended center line again. To the south. So there's 1,500. Let's level off here. And then we've got that big intersection coming up on the map over there. We want to probably be at about 500 feet at or just after that intersection. As always, none of this is like official procedure. This is kind of just the way I'm doing it to make sure that we are at the right altitude approaching the airport. Because that's the biggest thing I've learned about flying helicopters is you need to manage your speed and altitude way in advance. Because in the beginning, my biggest mistake was always coming in too hot and too high. And then that's when I would get into some ugly situations. Right, is that the airfield up there? Yeah, so we want to come in around this side, over these buildings, past that little tower, and we're going to be landing. I think it's there. Yeah, this is all part of the terminal here, so I think it's on that side there. Let me zoom in a bit more. No, that's the parking lot. Where's the AMS hangar? It must be in this section then. There it is there. Yeah, so we're not actually going to pass the tower, we're going to that side. Right, so let's start bringing the altitude down. I see, I'm a little late on the altitude now because we're looking at where we need to go. I should probably start slowing down as well. In reality, if there was other traffic, we would be in comms with Cape Town Tower. So they wouldn't send anyone taking off now. Okay, let me just see if I can figure out. Right, there's the hangar on that side, so we need to come in probably just other side this big building here and line up with that taxiway. We look for the red AMS aircraft and the Hawker Siddeley that's on the other side. I can see one of those red aircraft from here. Yeah, I don't want to slow down too much. There's the Hawker Siddeley. I think for real life operations we're a bit low to be flying over these buildings like this. Also, if these buildings do have nice flat roofs and that, and if there are big flat buildings like this especially, in reality there would be a lot of turbulence from the hot air coming off of those roofs. So you'd want to come in a little bit higher. Right, we'll land here on position 1. Oops, got a bit of a wobble. Let's get ourselves stable. Little bit of a bumpy touchdown. We lost 2 points for that. But we are safely back with the patient. Patient successfully delivered. Well done, Captain. There's no way a road ambulance could have got him here so quickly. Your actions probably saved his life. That's awesome. And a total score of 74 out of 100. We lost a lot of points for the search range. I mean, that's not something that we choose. Well, you can set the maximum range, but I mean, that one was pretty close. Right, all that's left is the really difficult part. of getting the chopper back to where it belongs. Now, I'm not gonna do this facing outwards. We're just gonna face towards the hangar. But we'll park it up here after another successful mission. Okay, I need to get a little smoother on the touchdowns. That's for sure. Right, so throttle to idle. And then we can flip this button over here. It's gonna shout at us. That's fine. Cage that guy. Right, so we reset that. Avionics can come off. That's off. Pitot heat. Position light. We'll leave the anti-collision light on as long as the blades are turning. All of these guys can come off. Fuel off. Alright, we'll use the rotor brake here a little bit just to get the blades to slow down. And we can put that back. Back. Right, and then last thing to do is to come here, anti-collision light off and battery off. And there we are, back where we started. Successful mission to go out and save someone who had an accident on a quad bike. That is going to bring us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, you know what to do down below. I'll leave a link to this livery in the description as well. Fantastic Netcare livery for the Dreamfoil 407. I really enjoy doing these helicopter rescue missions. Fantastic plugin. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.